There are 10 things you missed on your way to Tseldora. Shortcuts to each thing are in the description, and the game we play is that you leave a dislike if you know everything, and a like if you learn something new. Let's get into it. We'll start off easy. Hate backstabs? Me too. What you need is a clingy partner attached to you who negates all damage from the back. This is the effect of an incredible ring hidden in New Game Plus of the Shaded Woods. Aesthetic the Fork Road bonfire and dash to the right as soon as you enter the woods. Hug the wall and the first corpse you encounter will have Gowan's ring. It's incredible for use in PvP, it makes the Ancient Dragon a cakewalk, and even in the Shaded Woods itself, it prevents you from getting backstabbed to hell and back. Now personally I don't need this item because I'm a pro at Dark Souls 2, you see that parry, but you guys might want it because it does help in this area. So while I prove my last point, watch me hit this tree with my anvil on a stick. You mightn't have noticed, but these larger trees have faces on them and they groan if they're hit. That's number 2. Speaking of trees, number 3 is within the boss fight with Najka. You notice this tree with an item atop it and you're like, oh, I want that. That's gotta be a good item, right? It's in the boss room, after all. So you go and hit the tree with your anvil on a stick, nothing happens, and you're like, oh, I get it, I probably have to risk my life during a boss fight in this difficult game and get the boss to knock it down. So you wait for Quelag 2.0 to go underground and you purposefully get hit by her near the tree. And at this point suspense is so high, all you're thinking is, oh, this item's gonna be so good, I'm almost dead, it has to be. And you pick it up and you're right, you just got yourself some flame butterflies, congratulations. Dude, these are so useful. Dark Souls, as you may have guessed, is a really dark game, and it's not like the developer removed a lighting system before release that actually made the game properly dark, adding to the ambience, atmosphere, and gameplay, making the decision to go with or without a torch, a decision that could either result in timid exploration of the dark, or confident exploration of a light area with your ability to block removed, is it? Yeah, I don't think those flame butterflies are worth it. Anyway, number 4 is after Najka, in the hallway with the Gavlan clone. He throws these axes that will destroy you in one hit if they connect, but did you know that you can do the incredibly risky thing of hitting them out of the air before they hit you? Looks cool, so do it if you have someone watching you, or if you're doing a top 10 about tidbits you might have missed in Dark Souls 2, but otherwise you should probably just sidestep them. I saw this in one of the early gameplay trailers for Dark Souls 2 and was actually glad to see that they kept it in the game. Unlike a certain lighting system, am I right? I mean, what's the point of torches if I can just make the brightness slider larger? It's okay, calm down. Moving on, again. Number 5 is the final encounter with Pate and Crichton that you'll find in the first hut of the first cliff you can jump off. If you've progressed their storylines this far and found them both throughout the game, then they'll be engaging in a fight to the death here in this room. Whoever you help will give you their armor set, and the key to a room that holds the engraved gauntlets, which give you a 5% chance to get a critical strike on your attacks. Another did you know is that the story of Pate and Crichton is essentially the story of Patches and Lautrec, which is a rivalry mirrored in every Souls game to date. Pate hates Crichton, and vice versa. Everyone on forums always asks who the best character to help is from a moral point of view, and the answer is neither of them. Just kill them both and get their armor. Number 6 is probably the most obscure secret in any Souls game, seriously. Down here in the abandoned chapel with all the spiders on the ceiling, you'll find these mushrooms. Now instantly it should click with you, you should know what to do. Pigs like mushrooms. What if I lead one of the pigs down this treacherous path and see if he eats them, uncovering a rare weapon? The path I'm taking here was actually the easiest way I found to do it, and I even used the dagger, so I could effectively control the pig's jumps. Though I've been told that you can actually make the pigs jump by themselves if you go down first, so you might want to try that out too. Use the red eye ring if you want to make it a bit easier, increase their aggro range. But anyway, once you get to the mushrooms, just watch the pig uncover your reward. The problem with this is, just like the flame butterflies on the top of the tree that Najka destroys, the reward is fucking terrible. You get the pickaxe, which has a boring moveset and mediocre damage. It's a neat little Easter egg, but it would have been a more exciting discovery for the community if it wasn't within the official guide. I think someone might have realized that pigs dig up things in real life and that people historically have used them to hunt truffles, which is exactly what the boar is doing here. This next one is a bonus thing for this video because I'm narrating it now before I've actually even recorded it. That's because it's the rarest event in a Souls game and I can't guarantee that I'll even be able to record it. According to the guide, again, there's a 1 in 1,000 chance that a little, friendly piglet will spawn outside the tent in the Royal Army campsite. He'll also eat the mushrooms if you can find him, but no other purpose has been found for this little guy as of yet. Number 7 is a pretty awesome event that happens if you're going through the game in New Game Plus. Freya will preemptively climb up this cliff face and try to kill you for about 30 or 40 seconds before retreating. I'm not actually sure whether it's possible to kill her here. Many people have noted that she can retreat if she takes a certain amount of damage too fast, although I'm not 100% sure about that. The good thing is that her lost health will carry over to the final fight with her, making her New Game Plus encounter a little bit easier. But her having less health isn't actually useful for me, because I'm going to try and heal Freya in our final fight with her for number 8. This is necessary so we can make both of her heads fall off. So if you hit one head enough during the fight, it will fly off and be able to be kicked around the arena. All the little spiders will flee from this, so if you're actually having trouble with Freya, you can focus on one head and have a pretty good strategy there, because all the little spiders will run away. But if you heal her up with the pyromancy spell Warmth, or use a really weak weapon, then did you know that you can actually get both heads to fall off? The only actual reason for doing this is A, if you're doing a top 10 series based around interesting Dark Souls tidbits, or B, if you're an asshole white phantom who wants to heal bosses so that your hosts can't defeat them. If both of Freya's heads fall off, then she's completely unkillable and will spam this flail attack ad infinitum. But if you don't have an arsehole summon who heals Freya, then once you defeat her and acquire the Ashen Mist Heart, you can actually come back here and access dragon memories. I know this is common knowledge for a lot of you, but for those who don't read the forums it's probably not. So did you know that you can actually enter this location? It's a reference to the extinction of the ancient dragons in the prologue of Dark Souls 1, and you can get an ancient dragon's soul from this encounter. Use this soul to craft the curved dragon greatsword through weaponsmith Ornifex. The final thing to find towards Tseldora is the cage in Duke Tseldora's study. We know that the Duke was overly fond of spiders, to the point where they overran his town and he just sat aside and watched, eerily contented. Many speculate that the cage housed some sort of spider that might have become Freya, and they speculate this with good reason, even though if it was a spider, it could have fell through the cracks. Anyway, if you want to learn about that story, then you can click here to watch Story Mode, which is an exploration of the lore aspects of an area. This episode is on Tseldora, which is leading up to the first proper Prepare to Cry video that will take place in this area, because this area, regardless of what you might think, actually has a cast of great characters to talk about. So hopefully you guys get to see that in a few weeks. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.